Have you ever wondered why one of Nigeria's most popular political figures, Peter Obi, might not contest the 2027 presidential election? Many expected him to ride the wave of his massive 2023 popularity straight into the next race. But the reality is far more complicated than anyone imagined. Today, we'll dive deep into the political drama, party conflicts, strategic decisions, and personal calculations that might keep Peter Obi off the 2027 ballot. This is not just a story about politics, it's a story about power, influence, and the difficult choices leaders make. Peter Obi's journey in Nigerian politics is one of resilience, strategic brilliance, and a vision that resonated deeply with the populace. He started as a businessman and later became the governor of Anambra State, where his administration earned praise for prudent financial management, educational reforms, and infrastructural development. In the 2023 presidential election, Obi ran under the Labour Party, capturing the imagination of millions of Nigerians, especially the youth. Social media campaigns, grassroots mobilization, and the sheer sense of a fresh voice propelled him to national prominence. Unlike many politicians, Obi's appeal wasn't just about ethnicity, religion, or party loyalty, it was about competence, transparency, and the promise of a new Nigeria. His popularity became a symbol of hope for many who were tired of the status quo. However, political fortunes are never permanent. After the 2023 election, cracks began to appear in the Labour Party's relationship with Obi. The party's national publicity secretary, Obi Era, made it clear that Obi would not automatically receive the 2027 ticket. The reasoning? The 2023 surge, according to some in the party, was more about public dissatisfaction with the ruling party than Obi's personal political weight. This was a significant blow. A politician of Obi's stature naturally expects loyalty and continuity from his party. Yet, the Labour Party appeared to prioritize internal calculations over its most prominent figure. The automatic ticket once considered a given had now become uncertain. With the Labour Party doors partially closed, Obi sought alliances elsewhere. He aligned with the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and other opposition figures, including Atiku Abubakar, to form a coalition capable of challenging the ruling APC in 2027. On paper, it was a brilliant strategy, uniting opposition voices to maximize chances against a powerful incumbent. But politics is rarely straightforward. Within the coalition, Obi's role remained undefined. Questions about leadership, ticket allocation, and shared strategy were left unanswered. Obi himself stated that he would only engage in the coalition if it genuinely focused on Nigeria's pressing challenges. He had no interest in a mere political arrangement for the sake of defeating another party. This insistence, while principled, introduced uncertainty into his potential candidacy. Peter Obi is more than a politician, he is a symbol. Millions of Nigerians view him as the answer to the nation's problems. And with such prominence comes enormous pressure. Every decision he makes is scrutinized, every statement analyzed, every move politicized. The expectations are almost impossible to meet. Security challenges, economic instability, social unrest, all these national problems weigh heavily on leaders like Obi. Running for president in such a volatile climate is not just about winning votes, it's about managing unprecedented responsibility and risk. Political analysts have suggested that Obi's hesitation is also strategic. By stepping back, he can 1. Avoid a potentially divisive primary battle in a fragmented opposition. 2. Preserve his political capital for future influence or governance opportunities. 3. Focus on mentorship, policy advocacy, and preparing the next generation of leaders. This is not about surrender but about carefully choosing when and how to fight for the presidency. Obi has publicly hinted that a one-term presidency might be his approach, indicating that he's weighing long-term impact over immediate ambition. Another critical factor is the external pressures and security risks. Obi has faced opposition from multiple quarters, including warnings from state authorities regarding his political movements. In a politically charged environment like Nigeria, personal safety and the safety of supporters become considerations that cannot be ignored. The possibility of increased tension or confrontation may influence a decision to step aside, at least temporarily. The 2023 election showed the immense power of youth and social media. Obi's supporters were young, digitally connected, and mobilized online. This phenomenon created what some political commentators call the Obi effect, a wave of enthusiasm that transcended party lines. However, sustaining this momentum requires significant groundwork, funding, and strategic planning. Without a stable party backing or coalition clarity, even this strong base may not be enough to guarantee a 2027 victory. Media narratives also play a role in shaping public perception. Stories of Obi's potential withdrawal, the Labour Party's distancing, and coalition uncertainty dominate headlines. Perception often becomes reality in politics. If voters begin to believe that Obi might not run, it can influence endorsements, fundraising, and even grassroots mobilization. The ripple effect of media speculation can itself be a factor in his decision-making. Opposition politics in Nigeria is complex. Uniting diverse figures often leads to internal friction. Obi's insistence on principle over compromise sometimes clashes with coalition pragmatism. Allies want unity, some supporters want him to run independently. Navigating these tensions is delicate, and the strategic choice to step back could be seen as a move to maintain influence without getting embroiled in internal conflict. Even if Obi decides not to contest in 2027, his journey offers valuable lessons. Leadership is not always about holding office, it's about shaping the political discourse, mentoring others, and setting standards of accountability and integrity. Obi's approach emphasizes principle over politics, vision over mere ambition. His influence, even outside the presidency, can continue to inspire a generation of Nigerians committed to reform and good governance. Obi's supporters are passionate and vocal. The news of a potential withdrawal is met with mixed emotions, disappointment, understanding, and cautious optimism. Social media platforms buzz with debates, hashtags, and calls for him to reconsider. Yet, this engagement reflects the depth of Obi's impact. Few Nigerian politicians have inspired such dedication and hope among the youth. Whether he runs or not, Obi has transformed Nigeria's political consciousness. So why might Peter Obi not run for president in 2027? The answer is multi-layered. Party dynamics within the Labour Party. Uncertain coalition negotiations with ADC and others. Strategic personal calculations for long-term influence. Security concerns and political pressures. Managing public expectations and sustaining momentum. Choosing not to run is not an act of retreat, it is a deliberate, thoughtful decision aimed at preserving legacy, influence, and principle. Obi's story reminds us that in politics, the most significant victories sometimes come from knowing when not to fight. Peter Obi's potential decision not to run for the presidency in 2027 is not merely a personal choice, it reflects a complex web of political realities, strategic calculations, and deep consideration for the nation's future. In conclusion, Peter Obi's contemplation over the 2027 presidency is a story of strategic foresight, careful evaluation, and unwavering commitment to principle. It reflects the intricate dance of ambition, responsibility, and vision. Whether he ultimately chooses to run or step aside, his impact on Nigeria's political landscape is undeniable, a legacy of hope, reform, and inspiration that will endure for generations. The political landscape in Nigeria is dynamic, often unpredictable, and sometimes unforgiving. For a leader of Obi's stature, stepping into such a high-stakes contest is about more than popularity, it is about timing, alignment, and the conditions under which he can make the most meaningful impact. What do you think about Peter Obi's potential decision? Should he run in 2027, or is stepping aside the wiser move? Comment below and let's discuss. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth political analysis from Nigeria and beyond.